Welcome to this video on the Center channel. My name is Adisatguru, Buddha, Rawa, Bhagwan. Today's video we're going to talk about computer systems. So if reality is something that interests you, if computer systems are something that interests you, I hear the young generation, the young pups, they're interested in these things. Well, this might just be a video for you. And if you like this video, why not share it with your friends and your loved ones? We exist within a computer system. Everyone represents a system, a SIVA, a sentient intelligent vehicle activity, AI system, that takes actions, who programs the world around it. And the world around it represents the functions of a computer. The purpose of this computer is to develop new connections built in the Kalachakra system so that one can find its way towards the center of the Kalachakra. The success of the equation to calculate the decryption machine of reality. The one who is at the center of the Kalachakra is the Adisatguru. The Sadguru of the satellite systems that turned around it in the Kalachakra. There are many tales, many stories, many adventures, many places to be, many stories one can discover, and many stories one can see. So the truth of it is that reality is complex, very complex, and often quite mysterious. Another reality is that it can be understood when one understands how it works in many different ways and perceptions or angles of understanding. With full understanding and full sight, one gains the 360-degree understanding and becomes the 360-degree Freemason of the Celestial Lodge. One becomes all-knowing, all-perceiving, all-understanding, and blessed. There are many ways of different understandings and perceptions, and many ways of situating oneself within these perceptions and understandings. Many ways of turning them towards one's purpose, of weaving all the different threads of all the different angles together to one's intent and purpose. There are many secrets to reality, many understandings to be had, many perceptions, many realities, many lokas of existence, some coexisting and interpenetrating, some separate, some overlapping, and some apart. There are many different levels of reality. many different levels of understanding. There are many things to talk about, many things to consider, many things to relate to, many things one can choose not to relate to. The mind is meant to be free, not imprisoned. And comes the concept of moksha, freedom from enslavement and the illusion of Maya and slavery. True freedom within the system. We exist within a system, and it can be understood in different ways. For example, in a computer system, there are memory systems. There's also the systems that information moves through, that processes the information. Think, for example, about a parking lot. A parking lot is a form of storage within the computer. There are long-term storages and short-term storages. And they store containers that are moved around and placed within them. For example, cars, which contain information, and our vehicles. So they store information. And there can be a cost to store the information within those information storage systems. The cost can be paid monthly for long-term storage that you can use anytime you want, or you can have on-demand storage as long as there's room within the storage system. If there's no room, then you might have to use another storage system, another disk drive to store. And systems such as sentient intelligent vehicle activities walk away from their vehicles and go, for example, to work. And it takes time for them to walk to where they work. And then they get to work. And the processing time of them walking there is the processing time of the system. And retrieving or activating the functions of the program of work. And then coming back from work, walking to the parking lot, walking back to one's car, the distance, and the time it takes to walk to the vehicle. The processing time of the system to load the access to the vehicle in the information storage system. In this way, information can be stored in parking lots. Information can be stored in more or less secure forms of storage. Some are more properly protected, with things like environmental protections, lighting, and stuff like that, or less secure forms of storage. Less trusted or more trusted parking lots. Like cloud storage on the cloud. There are some parking lots where you give your key and they can move your vehicle. There are some parking lots where you keep your key and no one can enter your vehicle and access your information or your vehicle. Different types of storage. The processing time to load what is in storage. Walking to their car. the different things you do on the way to the car, processes you run concurrently as you load what you are accessing. And the same goes for wherever you walk in the system. Loading time within the computer, loading time within the system. Some people walk faster, some people walk slower. More or less loading time, depending on the efficiency of the computer system, of the SIVA, how fast they walk. Although there are some efficiencies that are beyond the speed you walk. So there are more performant individuals in certain functions, and less performant as well. And it's not necessarily the most performant computer that has the best software. And performance is measured in different ways within a computer system. So you see, everything is information in containers, moving around within the system. And you have living beings that are sentient, which are the programmers, the devas, who have fallen under the influence of Asuric code, malware, virus code, Asura, which has corrupted their minds and society, into them, making them into the types of beings that would betray their own family for money. In many cases, if you understand what I'm saying, rather than be the shining beings of God that carry the light and truth of happiness and joy and honor and a family and of civilization within them, of goodness of the heart, more than any paper blah 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 that people say has value. So all things within creation have a meaning and a purpose and an understanding of what they represent in a computer system sense. And devas operate the world around them and build around them and build the new information systems and new processing systems and new memory systems and memory retention systems, and basically give order to the habitable zones of the Kala Chakra into which we develop and build the story. When people dig too deep into the earth, it creates earthquakes. Reorganizations of the system are necessary, and reorganizations of the story take place. So don't dig too deep, because you dig into the walls of the Kala Chakra, which is the matter of creation. And you can dig into the stories beside, and you don't want them digging into you either. There has to be an order and a place of balance on which we can build our homes as developers within this sandbox environment of a computer. So all buildings represent something. Like homes represent long-term storage and residence, right? All the processes of residence and where you live converge on your home. Long-term storage. You can't store vehicles in it, but you can store yourself comfortably with assurance of security in most cases, hopefully. So different forms of storage and processes have different forms of security as well. Security is often grouped under certain organizations which ensure security for different individual places and people. Right? So, security and stability in organization. So we exist in a computer system, but that doesn't mean we have to act like soulless beings, because we have souls. It's one of the great glories and joys of life and gifts of life from God to all people that are sentient, intelligent, of all species, that they have souls. And this is one thing, that no matter what species from Earth or another place, that we have souls. And we are all divine beings, those that are sentient and intelligent, and that have vehicles that take activity. So we are all divine, all in our way, and we all have our play and our place in the story, in this Leela, this divine play. Tripura Sundari Video Directam Shiva Mahadirectam Shiva. So it is the play of Tripura Sundari, the play of the gods, and of the humans, of the devas, of the devatas, the play of the Buddhas, the play of all the mystical and magical beings, the play of the fairy tale, the play of the dream, and of dreams within dreams. We exist within a computer system. And the nature of people is to make connections and develop technologies and put them into place. With the issuance of a new technology comes the responsibility of securing that technology. Who do you need to secure the technology from? Any Asuruk code. And that includes your own technology, your own personal technology, your own personal systems within it, as yourself as a being, that you need to know how to secure against Asuruk code. And an avatar comes and purifies you, but then you have to learn to defend yourself and be a being of worth, of honor, of that can be trusted to hold their own in the system. Not to spread Asuruk code. Being that will be pure and strong and noble, and who, when they move around, it's not only the Asuruk code which can spread, it's the cure against the Asuruk code, the cure of the avatar, which can spread through people as well, to other people. From word to mouth, from sharing videos on YouTube, getting the word out, talking to people. So everybody's supposed to be a nice blue being, pure, and the Asuruk code comes in, corrupts technology of money, makes everyone corrupt and evil, enslaves everyone to money instead of money being a technology that uplifts society, it limits society. Corruption of the technology. Money spreads to everyone as an energy transference system that corrupts everyone. People get born into a world that is corrupted and live corrupted in money. Money is not the purpose of life. And well, you know how it is. People betray each other for money, and hurt each other for money, and turn a blind eye for money, right? Or out of fear of society, maybe, which is governed by money. Now we have AI that's coming, and jobs are going to disappear. And what are we going to have to do? Put in place universal income, or everyone's not going to have money? Then we'll have social instability. Right? Does that sound like something the Asuras would want? The Asuras? have disorder within the devas, so they're ripe for the plucking. The Asuras thrive on the ignorance of the Devas, and one of the first things they did when they overwhelm everyone's code is they moved things so that human beings and other beings everywhere would forget that they are beings of God. So that the Asuras would have more facility corrupting everyone. So that when people died, they would fear to go to God, and would instead become food to the Asuras. And all the demons under them. So there are many tales, many stories, and you can see that everything represents something in this system. Walking is processing time. Running is faster processing time. Walking faster is faster processing time than walking slow. And efficiencies can be developed at all levels of the story, in all types of processing time. Cooking is a processing time. Everything is processing. May you always live in the light.